Well, you've already seen the thumbnail and the title of this video, so you know I finally put a card together after what, a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years? I don't even remember. It's been a long time, but I finally was able to put together a card that I am in love with. It took me a lot longer than when it did prior to when I stopped doing cards, but hopefully you enjoy this process as much as I did putting everything together. I will warn you, the video is a little kind of lumpy because it's been so long since I put a card together. It took me a little while to get back in the mindset of it, and that happens. It's perfectly okay. And yes, there was a little flub up in it, but that's okay. You'll see the process from beginning to end, so let's go ahead and get started. Wow, it has been a long time since I've made a card, and honestly, I feel like I have forgotten everything about making cards because it has been so long, but we're gonna trudge through this, and I'm gonna leave this edited but very realistic on how I fumble my way through this, because it's going to be interesting. I have an idea with what I want to do, but like trying to get the mojo back again after not doing it for so long, it's kind of hard. So basically, let's start off with the basics. I had to purchase, and yes, I did have to purchase, the Fangtastic Friends from Lawn Fawn. This stamp set was just released, and let's take a look at it. So this is the Fangtastic Friends. This is the original set, and I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I absolutely love bats. I think they are one of the cutest and just like one of my favorite creatures out there. So when I saw this stamp set and saw that it was these adorable bats and spiders, I had to get this one. So this one is adorable, and then they did a little add-on as well, Fangtastic Friends add-on, and they're just some more bat images that are just super cute and adorable. So basically, I had to come up with a way to use them, and yes, I did get the die set. Y'all know how much I hate to fussy cut, so I did buy the die sets for these as well. I've had this die set forever. This is the Lawn Fawn reveal wheel, and I want to do something with the reveal wheel because I think this is a perfect example and a perfect way to use the reveal wheel with this stamp set. So I want to do that, but I've got to remember how to use the reveal wheel and cut out all the pieces and all that. I also don't have a lot of foam tape either, so that may be a hindrance on making it happen today. We're gonna try it and see what happens. You may see me fumble and fail a little bit, but you know, that's part of the process, right? Okay, so my first step is I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting out the reveal wheel and getting that part started and created. Okay, I've gone ahead and cut the reveal wheel out of orange paper because I do want the pumpkin to be the reveal part. So now I am going to do the actual reveal wheel part, and it's been a long time since I've done this, but basically the reveal wheel just pops in like a puzzle piece. And oops, I have to be careful because for me the reveal wheel puzzle piece has never been super great at staying in place. So I always end up taping it down just because I don't want it to shift and whatnot. So anyways, I'm gonna put this back through. I have the Gemini Junior, and I'm gonna run this all through my Gemini Junior and get that going. And whenever you use the reveal wheel, you always create a second one taking out the puzzle piece because we want that part. So here's our reveal wheel, and the good thing about this is it can go either way. Thank goodness for that, because I think for this card I actually want it the opposite way. I know you won't be able to see this all that well, but I want my pumpkin to be towards the ground. So I'm gonna use it turned upside down basically in order to create that effect. So now we need to cut a second one, again out of the reveal wheel, but we want to do it out of just regular cardstock minus the puzzle piece. All right, here are my two reveal wheel pieces. This is going to be the base that we're going to build everything off of. And then this is going to be the top layer that we end up using to create the actual, put all the images and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side. We don't need these pieces at this very moment. So I'm going to set them off to the side and we're going to do some ink blending on the panel here. All right, I've grabbed a whole bunch of colors. I don't know how well this is gonna work, but we're gonna give it a try and experiment. It's been a long time since I've done this, so yeah, we'll see. So basically I'm gonna use Lucky Clover Distress Oxide for the ground. I think I'm gonna try the Twisted Citron to create a moon. I'm gonna use Candied Apple, Wilted Violet, and Blueprint Sketch to create the sky. I don't have any black soot, and that's something that I need to look at purchasing. I think that would make for a lot better of a scene to give it that vignette, but I don't have any. So this is what we're gonna go with. We're gonna see how well it works, and I'm gonna go ahead and speed this part up so that way you're not sitting here in real time watching me apply distress inks, or distress oxides, I mean. All right, there we go. I have gotten all inky. I have forgotten what it feels like to get inky, but there's the background panel. The tape pulled up a little bit and made a mess there on the side, but you know what? I'm just gonna leave it and I'm gonna figure something out. Yeah, it's interesting getting back into it. I'm gonna go ahead and get all this cleaned up and I'll come back when we are cleaned up and ready to move on to the next step. All right, it is time to go ahead and stamp out the images that I want for my card. I am using Memento Tuxedo Black ink since it's an archival ink. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. So I'm going to be using that today. I'm also, all the paper that you've seen me use so far today is some 65-pound Recollections paper. Which do I want? The tree branch. I don't know what I want. I think maybe I do. We'll see. Maybe I'll go ahead and just stamp everything out that I might want and then go from there. Okay, I've grabbed my Copic markers. I'm gonna have to do more stamping in a minute, but I wanted to get these images figured out first and then kind of work from there, basically. I did go out and buy some Copic markers because I only had one gray marker, I think. Yeah, I had one gray marker and I knew that was not going to be enough. So I went ahead and purchased a whole set of the Copic grays, N0, N2, N4, N6, and N8. And we will just kind of see how this goes. I've never been great with Copic coloring, but I figure I'll give it another try and see what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Copic and my Shinhan art markers, which are all alcohol markers, to color in these objects. Okay, here's kind of what I'm thinking for the layout. I'm liking how this looks. I'll have the reveal wheel spinner down here, and yeah, I kind of like how this is all working out. The last thing that I want to think about is what I'm going to do for the bottom and the sentiments. And that I need to figure that out because there's so many great sentiments in this one, like Of course, the Happy Halloween. I love hanging out with you. Smile, hang in there, have a fantastic day. Thank you very much. Let's hang out. Oof, this is going to be a tough decision. Okay, what I'm going to do is down here at the bottom, I'm going to put have a fantastic day. I really wanted this to say Happy Halloween, but what I can do is I can stamp the Happy Halloween on the inside of the card, so that way it still says Happy Halloween like I want it to, but I can put the joke because I love have a fantastic day. I think that's perfect for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that, and then we'll keep going. Next, I'm taking my card base. This is Nina Solar White 110 pound cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp since I know I want, whoops, since I already know that I want this on the inside of my card, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it on the inside just to get that part out of the way. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and work on the spinning element for this spinner card, reveal wheel card. I am gone ahead and I've applied some foam squares, some very small ones on here, and now I'm going to go ahead and put the reveal wheel on its little housing. And this part always gets, honestly, I always forget how to do this part because it just, I don't know why. I just black out on how this is supposed to work. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up this brad. I did add the brad in, and now I'm going to open up the brad so that way I can make sure not to damage my front panel while I'm getting all the measurements done. So the way that this works, there's little indentation lines in the reveal wheel, and basically you just kind of line them up with the bottom and the side, and you just kind of, it's really a kind of a act of faith. You never quite know exactly. Oh, and I just messed up because that's not supposed to go there. Let's see if I can pull this off without it being, yes, okay, good. Scared myself for a moment. All right, so let's put this the right way so that way our notches line up, because I didn't line up these two notches. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but you know, want to make it at least somewhat nice. Okay, so there we go. I've lined everything back up again. All right, I think I got it this time. Let's take the wheel off and go ahead and do the stamping for the wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to very lightly draw a line going all the way from the top to the bottom and then from the left to the right. Okay, so I have marked out where my pumpkin is going to be. So now I'm going to take the pumpkin faces from the stamp set and go ahead and put on where I think they should go. All right, there we go. My wheel now has all 4 faces that I'm going to use for the card today. I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, and I realized I still have a little more die cutting to do, but I'll get that figured out here in just a second. I also am going to take my eraser and erase all the pencil lines that I drew in. Okay, as you can see, I've got my reveal wheel put back onto the base, and I went ahead and die cut my little frame, but I wanted a green stem for it because, you know, you always see the pumpkins represented with the green stem. So what I'm going to do, I die cut a extra piece and I cut off that little stem of green, and now I'm going to put one single drop of glue, and I'm going to try and put this onto the stem where it belongs and not mess something up. We'll see. Wish me luck. All right, I think I made it work. I think it works. So I'm going to go with that and we'll continue on. Okay, now that I've gotten everything the way I think I am ready to start assembling the final assembly. This has taken me way longer than it would have 2 years ago, but I'm getting back in the groove of things, and I think it's taken me a little bit longer to kind of get going again, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the card the way that I want it to go, and we'll kind of play with this and see what it looks like. All right, I think it's coming together really well. I like what I'm seeing, but I think I want to add one more element into this, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. All right, it's hard to see. I'll show them a little better when we get the close-up going, but I felt like the pumpkin on the ground needed something, and so I went ahead and colored in the little spider that comes in this stamp set and die cut him, and I think I'll add it right next to him, next to the pumpkin. Yeah, I think that is super cute and adds just a little bit more to the card itself. All right, now it is time to, I'm gonna trim off the side here with my scissors, and then next I'm gonna work on putting the actual spinning mechanism into its rightful place. All right, I have released all the backing paper, ran out of my first foam adhesive, so I had to move to another one that I have, and now we're going to go ahead and apply it and put it all completely together, hopefully. All right, there we go. I have done that. It is a little off, but you know, I am the off-kilter crafter, so everything I do is a little off sometimes. So anyways, I have completed that. Let's go ahead and put the final card together. All right, I'm gonna take some, I've been using this for little bits and pieces, the Gina K Connect glue. I'm gonna go ahead and put this onto the back. Ooh, that is a lot. I don't need that much. I'm gonna go ahead and put that onto the back here and get this ready to put down on the card base. All right, guys, there's our final product. It is the first card I've made in probably, I would say, a year to a year and a half, and it took me way longer, but I love the result that came out, and I'm ready to put it into the mail. Well, almost. It's almost time for Halloween. Not quite there yet, but we're getting sure close to it. So there you go, the first card in forever, it feels like. And of course, it's my favorite holiday coming up, so what a better time to get started back making cards than Halloween, of course. So hope you enjoyed this card as much as I did, and I promise you there were more cards yet to come. Thanks for joining me today. If you liked today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and of course click the bell notification icon. That'll let you know every time I go live or post a new video here on YouTube. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help out my channel a lot. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. Bye!